Salakia for the technical difficulties on the live stream. We're just gonna get right into class. We'll update the title and all those good things in a sec. If someone can grab the last stream, just copy and paste it into this new one. Can you do that?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into, so we did the class last week. Hopefully everybody watched it. Last week's class, last Wednesday, was called The Weaponization of the Black and Hispanic Woman, Part 1, A Weapon of Honor. This week, we're gonna speak on the same topic, but we're gonna do a Part 2, The Weapon of Satan. So, we're gonna be talking about the opposite type of woman. Last week, we spoke about a woman in her strength and what her strength was, right? Does anybody remember? Did anybody that wasn't in class, did you watch it? Who was in class last week? Y'all looking scared. Okay. For the ones that weren't in class, did you watch it? Ooh, damn. Yeah, you gotta watch these classes, man. You gotta watch them. You gotta take the time to catch them, so you can be updated on what's going on. It was actually a good class, right? I feel like it was a very uplifting. You know, showing sisters that, hey, look, we see your good works. This is what a sister that's in the right mind, in her strength of the Most High, is doing, and this is how she's moving, right? When you're that weapon that the Most High is molding, strength and honor, those things are going to be what you lead with. It's not your looks, it's not your clothing, it's not your sexuality, it's not any of these things. Your focus is a lot different than the focus of the world, right? A woman that is weaponized for good, her main focus is her husband, her children, her family, as well as herself, her own well-being. But what she tends to do is she'll put the well-being of others above her own. Not that she's being neglected or losing, but that's just a character that's in her, right? So today we're going to talk about the opposite. And again, we do these classes, why? We do these classes so that we point out these subjects, we point out these different characteristics, and then what you can do as a sister, as a brother, is hold the mirror up to yourself, the mirror of accountability, right? You go through the class, you write down the Bible verses, you study them, you meditate, and you say, wait a minute, what am I upholding? Am I the weapon of honor, or am I the weapon of Satan? And if I'm the weapon of Satan, well, how do I transition to this weapon of honor? If I'm the weapon of honor, how do I continue down that path, right? So it's very important that y'all watch the classes. We take the time out to do them. You gotta take the time out
To watch them.
to take a look, to take a gander.
If you care. If you only care about increasing, if you only care about, doing what the Bible says, the washing by the word, because we're supposed to see these scriptures, we're supposed to hear these lessons, and in all of them we're supposed to take account for ourselves and do a little self-reflection and seeing where can I tighten up at, where can I get better at, how can I be a better brother, how can I be a better sister.
Right. So remember, we're all friends here, right? There's no hard feelings, nobody's upset at anybody, right? Nobody's talking bad about anybody. We just, these things are being thrown at us, these topics are being thrown at us through just the workings of the world, the way the world is working. And so we got to talk about it. And we got to make sure that we're being the warning, like it says in Ezekiel, up to the people. Because a lot of people ain't gonna warn y'all because they want you to fall. They want you to be this agent of Satan, right? They want a woman to be against her husband. They don't want to They don't want to build families. Like, what was the downfall of the black and Hispanic family in the 60s, in the 50s? Who knows? What was the downfall of the black and Hispanic family in the 50s and the 60s? We went from the top marrying, top number one consuming, number one bill paying, middle class. We had all these things going for us, and then what happened?
We integrated with our oppressors, and
Right?
we stopped supporting our black-owned businesses, and we started supporting theirs. Like with like our bus system that we had, which was thriving at the time. We got off our buses and started getting on their buses, which restored our business.
Right. What was another thing? Magun. What was the major thing that they did to us?
They took the fathers out the households and they turned the mother against the father.
Right. Now, you're saying they didn't do a damn thing. They didn't walk into no white man walked into a black woman's house and said, you got to get him up out of here. Right? No white man walked up in there and was like, get him out. What it was is through subtlety of Satan, through the subtlety of the white man, right? He gave our Israelite women an opportunity to usurp authority. He gave them another side. He gave them something else outside of the nuclear family, and he gave them a choice. And they said, you know what? We rather that choice. And we know they put a lot of different circumstances on our people for that choice to be damn near impossible to make, right? So let's go into this real quick. So we know the title, right? The weaponization of the black and Hispanic woman, weapon of Satan. We're gonna talk about some stuff today. So I'm gonna say this. Y'all can write it down. We need to pull the TV in here. Did we have the TV in here for the last one? So y'all can write stuff down? No, we didn't. Okay. So I'm gonna say it. Y'all can write it down. I'll say it slow. It says the white man's most powerful weapon against the black man is the black and Hispanic woman. Who feels like that's true? Okay, Gabar, Anaya, La Shabar. I was gonna call him something different. Those names. You online, do you feel like the white man's coldest weapon against the black man is his own woman? You can throw a one in the chat if you believe that the white man's most powerful weapon against black people is the black woman. Put a one in the chat, right? And put a one in the chat if it's yes. Put a 2 in the chat if it's no. All right.
LaShawna had an answer to your question earlier.
What was the answer?
She said 70 social workers would come in and let you know if your husband is living there, you can't receive food stamps.
That was after you already accepted it. Good try. I know about that. I was actually going to reference it, but that was already after you accepted it. Then they would do the little food stamp checks, the little government pop-ups, check under the bed, check the closet, see his sneakers in the hallway. You got a man up in here? Stop walking by the camera, please. Stop doing it. Right? So yes, that was already after the woman accepted what the government had to offer. Then they would come with a stipulation after the fact that the woman wasn't aware of, or that was in the small print. And then if they found that you had a man, they would cut off your government assistance. Maybe a warning or two that they would cut it, but that was after the fact. And that's actually a good answer. I mean, she's absolutely right. Okay, so we got 3 people. We got 10 people. Come on, we got 10 people on the chat. Oh, that's including us, right? I'm gonna put a 1 because I believe that. It says 10 watching. Mine did not do that. I mean, I gotta watch it. And we're 3 out of the 10. Who's online in here? Everybody in here that's online, log off. I wanna see something. Y'all skewing the numbers. I just wanna see how many people are actually online. That way I'll just talk to y'all. Right, but let me just read this. It says, you wanna read it? Yeah, go ahead.
It says, the white man's most powerful weapon against the black man is the black Hispanic woman in her power. She is weaponized against her own by being given agendas and ideas simultaneously raise her above the man while making the man a subordinate.
A subordinate, right. So that's a woman that's powerful. A powerful woman is this woman, she's not in her strength that we talked about, the Proverbs 31 woman, but this woman is literally given power over the man through different agendas, through feminist ideas that at first they look good, they sound good, but what they do is it's a slow uprising of women over the men, right? And what happens is she becomes the usurper of the authority while the man becomes the subordinate. Somebody give me a woman shall surpass a man. Give me that one real quick. Jeremiah 3. Jeremiah. Somebody give me that in Jeremiah. And a woman shall surpass a man. Popping out the girl. On a pass.
Con.
What you got?
Jeremiah chapter 31 verse 22.
Oh, 31. Okay, go ahead.
How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?
Go ahead.
For the Lord have created a new thing in the earth.
It's an old thing.
A new thing.
Something that's common.
A new thing.
See, this is a new thing, right? This idea that a woman has power over the man is a new thing. Go ahead.
A woman shall compass a man.
Meaning she was going to come over and be above the man in a hierarchy type of situation, right? She was going to be able to lead and direct and literally, again, usurp authority over a man. Why? Well, we know that through the men falling off their duties and given a certain agenda, and the woman being given an agenda, we know the roles have flip-flopped. And this has been a thing that's been happening through time, and it's our job to speak about it and to make sure that we're correcting those roles. Right? Read it one more time for me.
From the top.
Yep.
Jeremiah chapter 31 verse 22.
Uh-huh.
How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter?
Right? See, he's talking to the nation of Israel. He's saying that this is a backsliding type of action. We're backsliding, so we backslide into these role reversals. Go ahead.
For the Lord have created a new thing in the earth.
Right?
A woman shall compass a man.
Right, was that it on there?
Come.
Right, so jump back here for me, Lock Morale.
Yes, sir. It says she's weaponized as an object. She's weaponized as an object of sex, carnal pleasure. Her outward appearance is hypersexualized, in order to bend a man to her will.
Right, now isn't that something that we see? Don't we see the hypersexualization of our women? Every female artist that comes out, she's hypersexed, right? She's like a blow-up doll. They pump her up, they throw her out there naked, and they push that mind state. They push it for the men. Why do y'all think they push that to the men? What are they trying to do? What is the big breasts? What is the the BBL? What is the eyelids? What is the eyelids? What is that meant to do? My lashes, the nails. I see one chick, she had a whole Thanksgiving spread on her nails. That nigga had the nails with the corn on the cob. She had a little mini turkey. She had a pumpkin pie. I was like, wait, what? Pan of collard greens. She had a whole Thanksgiving set. It's crazy.
You're getting pretty creative with them nails.
It's crazy, bro. It's wild. They paying $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 for a set of nails. Can't do no dishes. Can't cook no food. You just got nails. But what do y'all think that that's meant to do? To a man. Yeah, you eating Pop-Tarts, but you got $6,000 nails. What?
To lure them in, to distract them, to have their mind. That's what it is. It's like we're in the generation of I want it now. How you said it before, the microwave generation, and it's easier for the men to just have that woman.
Right? Y'all put a lot of stuff in here. Right?
It's just optional.
No, it's all good. It's on point. So, let's go to Proverbs 31 and verse 3. Go to Proverbs 31 and verse 3.
Proverbs 31 verse 3.
Right?
Give not thy strength unto woman.
Do what?
Give not thy strength unto woman.
So, the first thing that we're learning is that the Bible is teaching men not to give their strength to women. What does that mean? What does it mean not to give your strength to a woman? Does any brother know? If you brothers don't know, I feel bad because that means you're doing it. What you think? But it says, give not thy strength to a woman. Read on, I'll let you answer. Go ahead.
Give not thy strength unto a woman, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
Right. Nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. So what do you think that's saying? Give not thy strength to a woman. What is a woman? Go ahead.
Well, what I think it's saying is like not give out strength to a woman. It's just like don't let her turn you into a simp. Just
Okay, in plain words.
yeah.
Right.
You starting to become emotional and being emotional and stuff, and now she see that you weak, and then she can run over you because you kind of getting it. You losing your testosterone, so to speak.
Okay. Who else got something?
Their minds. It's like if a woman can say, if her objective is to get into his mind, and his mind is now the woman, she now knows that she can control him.
And in what way is it done? With what? What? What are you presented with all these women? What are they throwing at y'all? What?
Oh, their bodies.
Right. They throwing boobies and booty. Right? They throwing BBLs and double D breasts. Right? With a lot of makeup, with fake hair, and they're using that to steal a man's strength, to steal. It's not just your mind, it's what your mind is positioned towards. Our strength, everyone's strength, just like the woman, it said her strength. Y'all notice how I'm starting this out, right? Starting this out the same way I started out the first one about a woman that was in her strength. That strength was what? Her covering in the Most High, what she relied on. So what is a man's strength? Isn't it not the same thing? If I go to this Hebrew word, it's going to be the same thing. His refuge, the thing that he relies on in the time of trouble, right? But in this society, a man is taught that he's supposed to put his trust inside of this woman, but he's trusting more on her outward. He's trusting more on her, you know, what's the question? What she bring to the table? You trust more on what she brings to the table carnally than what she brings to the table spiritually. And then you wonder why, yeah, she got dough, you got a car, she got a car, but she's sleeping with your mans. Yeah, y'all got it, y'all catching the bag together, but she over in another country doing girls trips, sleeping with some random pool boy. Because it wasn't about the bag and y'all getting the bag and her bringing some type of financial to the table. Spiritually, what was she presenting? Well, it's hard to see when you got cleavage in your face, right? They say it's sex is a weapon. Sex sells. But sex is the thing that they use to allure, especially men. Bro, because that's what men want. Men want sex. Let's just be real. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. That's what niggas is horny and just wanna just the little pink thing, the little lipstick come out, and they can't control themselves. The world knows that. So they use it. They use it against you. The only ones that's not falling for the big booties and the big breasts are the men that are past that. They in the spirit and they like, look, I see what this is about.
Yeah.
And you diving right into her head, and then her head is filled up with the same thing her breasts are filled up with. Yeah. It's just a silicone head woman. You like, man, you retarded. Right? You get to talking to her and you like, wait, this chick ain't intelligent at all.
No conversation, no
Spirituality, no fear of the Most High, no want for anything besides taking trips and driving in fancy cars. The only thing she talking about is her Cash App. Like, brothers be getting duped, and then you wonder why. But it's the first thing is you. Stop giving your mind over to her and stay in the spirit. Right? What's that? What is it?
Ecclesiastes 9 and 8.
Read it.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 8. Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman,
Go ahead.
and look not upon another's beauty.
Right. You know, you're not supposed to be wanting that woman just for the beauty, but that's all they present in this society. So it's easy to destroy a man. Like that weaponization is easy. She's a dull butter knife cutting your ass to shreds. She's not even like a sharp weapon. Because what's crazy is when you go to the mall or you go to a situation in the world, every woman now looks like Kim Kardashian. Now, if you don't realize it, if you look at Kim Kardashian when she first got the lip injections, the breast, and the BBL, every woman followed that prototype. They all had the same silhouette type of body, the same high cheekbones. She was just one of the first ones to do it. And then everyone went to the same, like, let me go to the same doctor. It became cookie cutter.
Yeah.
This cookie cutter look where every woman looked like each other. There was no differences. And you could just tell by, it was a trend, and it's still a trend. Right? But now they're trying to trend back to what? The natural body. Now they're trying to dupe you in a different way. They're trying to dupe you with modesty. That's gonna be scary when they pull up with hair wrap, being modest, and you fall for that. Yeah, that's the new wave, right? But we know that the all-time classic is the body, the breasts, the boobies, the excessive makeup, right? The crazy different hairstyles, right? Go to Ecclesiastes 47:19. Ecclesiastes 47:19. Read it.
Ecclesiastes chapter 47, verse 19.
Right? Somebody else get 1 Esdras 4:22. Read.
Thou didst bow thy loins unto woman.
Because that's how they break the strength. They want you to bow your loins. Now, when you read this is going in about Solomon. It talked about how great he was, but they have to show you the thing that made the fault come. Was that he bowed his loins to woman and what? Read.
And by thy body,
Come on.
thou was brought into subjection.
That was what?
Brought into subjection.
Yeah, to become a subject or to be brought into subjection, you're now a prisoner. He was made prisoner by these women is what it's saying. He was brought into subject. Now think about it. He's the king. But that's why Proverbs said, and the ways that destroy kings. Women and alcohol destroyed kingdoms. There is every war that's ever been fought. Right? You can find some type of alcohol woman or some type of power grabs. Power, alcohol, and women.
There's a saying. There's a saying where men have failed, women have succeeded. When it comes to wars.
Yeah. I believe it. I think some of the most frivolous wars have been fought over women, man. Right? Or some type of, and even in our streets today, brothers going to war over these women. Right? Killing each other. That's my wife, but she's sleeping with you. Well, damn. I didn't know she was married. Well, it don't matter. I'm gonna kill you. Like, y'all know the situation. But those are the things that have been breaking. That's how they weaponize the women today to break a man. And it's not that's easy work. That's light work. Because it's almost like cats want to be duped. It's like cats want to fall into it. And a lot of men are waking up, though. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of these cats is waking up. They're like, nah, we're not falling for it. I was watching one the other day. The chick was talking about she was a stripper. She made $10 in the strip club that night. $10. It's like men ain't hitting strip clubs the way they used to. Men are not buying into this sexuality thing like they once did because they're like, wait a minute, we getting the short end of the stick. You get to show everything and you get to dictate the narrative and then we gotta just pay. So that stripper life, I was watching a compilation, man. You watch these guys, a lot of these strippers, they're crying. Wait a minute. We ain't making money like we used to. It's no longer a stable venture, right? The OnlyFans, it ain't coming in like it used to. They gotta go work at Wendy's by day, stripper at night. You know what I mean? So some men are starting to wake up. Go to 1 Ezra 4:22.
Look at 1 Ezra chapter 4 and verse 22.
Go ahead.
By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you.
Go ahead.
Do ye not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman?
Yeah, their dominion is based off of what they present physically. And that's why it's a cold weapon, because the white man knows how to do this in every society that he goes to. He implements, you know what? It's Baywatch time. One of the things that they did when they went into Afghanistan, they started putting Baywatch on the TV. In the Muslim countries, they started putting Baywatch on the TV. Why? What were they trying to do in that society? They couldn't put full-blown porn on the TV, right? But they put Baywatch, and you know, in those countries, those women don't expose their bodies.
So the elbow.
Yeah, you barely even see an eyelid. But what was it about? How do we break the societal fabric of that country and deteriorate it? Well, let's start showing women's skin. Let's start showing them in the one-piece bikinis, the two-piece thongs. It ain't pornographic, but it's body parts. And then that started to liberate women into getting away from their customs. And then you see them men, they start going crazy. Right? Why you think, like in India, them niggas are savages when it comes to women. They raping chicks on the street. They are the top abusers of women. Right? The way they treat women. Right? But remember, those Indians, they're the ones that came up with like all the tantric sex and Kama Sutra and all those different things. They're the ones that came up with those overly sexualized ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? Did you want to read down to verse 26? Read 26.
Verse
I wanted to
23.
say something on verse 22 too. You know, you see how it says, I like the second part, how it says, do you not labor and toil?
Oh, I wouldn't even read it.
And give and bring all to the women. When you look at a man's motivation today, like it says, will women have dominion over you?
Yep.
When you look at the majority of men's motivation today, it's to work and bring in a lot of money so that they can buy a nice car, so they can
Get women.
so that they can, hey, look at my car.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I worked when I was back working at FedEx. There was this guy, he worked 2 40-hour shifts. He worked 40 hours at FedEx and 40 hours at Frito-Lay, and he was like, yeah, I just got this car note, 700. I'm working all the time, but wait till they see me in my car. They got to see me driving this car, because the Dodge Challengers that just came out. It was like the Challengers just came out. And that was his way of trying to, I guess, get a woman to look at him, was buy the car. So that's a way that a woman has dominion over you too.
Listen, I seen one video where the dude picked up a chick in a BMW like X6 SUV, like a brand new BMW. She looked and she was like, "I'm not driving in that." And he said, "Why not?" She said, "Because it's a BMW. It ain't a Charger." So this is a brand new car. It's a 2024, 23, whatever it was. She said, "Nah, I'm good. I need a Challenger or a Charger or a Hellcat." I was like, yo. But just think about it. So when a cat kills himself to go get a damn $80,000 vehicle, and then a chick's like, "No, I can't ride in that because it's not this other $50,000 vehicle or $70,000 vehicle," what is a man supposed to do? But you can see where society is starting to manipulate things towards the women, and it's not starting, it's always been like this.
Yeah.
So what is he gonna do in order to get what she's presenting? What is he gonna do? He gonna run to the dealership, trade that boy in, be flip-flop on his credit. He gonna do something to be able to appease that woman. So she becomes his subject. He becomes subject to her. Right? So again, why do we go over these type of classes? Well, because if you're not aware of what's happening, the thing is, you just might become that. You might become that thing that's out there, and you might be doing it unknowingly. And we don't want the sisters in here to have that thought process.
The kids.
We don't want the kids to grow up in that thought process, so we got to go over these things to present to you the thought processes of the world if you're not aware.
Yeah.
Go down to verse
26.
26.
Verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes.
It's just like what we're talking about, like a man, he'll go out of his mind just to appease a woman, especially when, you know, those emotions are overgrown and his focus is on it. You know, like how men are analytical, women are more emotional. Men can get this laser type focus, and that's all that they're focused on is that woman. That's why it says they'll go out their wits to appease somebody that's emotional, to appease somebody just because they like the way that her body looks. They like the way the soft tone in her voice, you know. And like it says here, they'll become servants for their sakes, for her sake. Read on.
Verse 27. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women.
So they perished, they died, they made mistakes, and they've sinned just for a woman.
Yeah, go to Songs of Solomon 8 and 7. You go to yours.
Come on, then.
Yeah.
Oh, give me Song of Solomon 8 and verse 7. And this is a perfect example of it. Even though this is more poetic love story, but it's still a good example. Go ahead.
Song of Solomon chapter 8 verse 7. Many waters cannot quench love.
Many waters can't do what?
Quench love.
So when a man has his focus, when a man is like filled with love, and he's trying to go after this woman,
Or lust.
or lust, because that's the thing that's being toted around, the lust, the big booty, the breasts, the showing all the body off. Like y'all know, we work in the mall, we see everything. I see all of it. It says many waters can't quench this lust or love. Read on.
If neither can the floods drown it. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love.
So it's showing you like a man will give all that he got to try to get this love. All that he got to try to get this affection. But if you think about it, how they're using a woman, and they're like the title of the class, weaponizing the Israelite woman. They'll weaponize her so that she is being put in the place where the Most High should be. Instead of she's being pedestalized.
Yeah.
Read on.
It would utterly be contemned.
It'd be contemptible. If a man's gonna give up everything he got to get a woman, then what they gonna have? He go broke, spend all his money on the rims, spend all his money on the candy paint, spend all his money on the hydraulics, spend all his money on the beat, spend all his money on the Gucci belt, the True Religion jeans, if that's still popular. You know, he goes all out trying to look a certain way, and then when just to try to get the attention of his woman, and then even when he gets the woman, then what? What do they got after that? He wearing his whole bank account on his neck. He driving in his whole bank account. The dude is broke, live in the hood, stay with his mama. Can't put gas in the car. That's why it's contemptible, because if you're gonna go so far, go to such an extreme, which it was by design. You know, you've gone out your wits for this woman.
You want to go to your next one?
Yeah, give me Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 2.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 verse 2.
Go ahead.
Give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance.
Think about that. Think about if a man's bringing all that he got to present it to a woman, and then he's like Corey had used that example earlier. He put it in layman's terms. He said simping. She's just gonna step all over you. She's just gonna use and abuse you. She's gonna look at you like a weak man. And then what? After she's finished using you up, she's gonna move on to the next man that got more. The whole hypergamy. It's like, okay, he was just a stepping stool so I can get to this other man. Read on.
Meet not with an harlot, lest thou fall into her snare.
Meet not with a hoe. Meet not with a woman that got a whole spirit. She might look apart. She might be trying to talk apart, but you gotta look deeper than that. You gotta look past the body. You gotta look past what's being presented to you. And then you start to do that, and you start seeing, paying attention to the spiritual substance. Then you're gonna see what she's about. It's like, oh, she really don't got nothing in her brain. She really don't got nothing going on besides a big booty. I seen this meme the other day. It was like some girls taking pictures, and they're like with the booty facing the camera, and it says, "This is the I don't have nothing to offer pose."
Oh wow. Yep.
God, that's the snare. They try to get you caught up. That's the trap. They try to appeal to your lust. And once they do that, once that lust is ignited, and your focus is on that, and you're like running 1,000 miles per hour to get it, well, you've lost twice.
Yeah, and again, if the scriptures is talking about, McGunn, give me Proverbs 6:23. If the scriptures are pointing these things out, right? Sisters got to make sure that, again, he said something. It said, meet not with a harlot, right? But I could be a wife and still have a harlot's forehead.
Mm.
I could be the wife of an Israelite man and still move like this. And these are the things you got to be aware of, like what side of the pendulum are you on? A title is a title, but actions dictate what you really are. And this is what sisters got to see. You brothers, we got a lot of brothers that ain't got ribs. We got young teenagers that's coming up, young men. Y'all got to make sure that y'all are paying attention to these classes, so when it's your time, when you hit that age to marry, that you know what to look for and what not, you know what to avoid, right? You know what to dive into and you know what to steer away from. Same thing with you young sisters that's coming up. You gotta understand that the world is gonna present to you one idea. The truth is gonna present to you another idea. Which idea do you wanna fulfill? Do you want to be the woman that's out there using your looks and your body to trap men? Or do you want to have some type of substance about you that's going to take you way further in this life? Read Proverbs 6 and verse 23.
Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23.
Come on,
For the commandment is a lamp,
come on.
and the law is light,
Mm-hmm.
and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Go ahead.
To keep thee,
To do what?
to keep thee.
So the commandment, not my words, not like a Robert's or Doc's words, but the commandments are to keep thee. Come on.
From the evil woman.
From the what?
Evil woman.
Yeah, from an evil woman. From this weaponized mentality, this agent of Satan. Go ahead.
From the flattery of the tongue.
Because that's what she does. She uses flattery first. It's her body. She leads with the body, and then she flatters with her tongue. Go ahead.
Of a strange woman.
Read on.
Lust not after her beauty.
See that? I mean, it's all in one hit. Don't lust after her beauty. Because that's what she's going to present. Right? She's going to present her body. So you sisters know, you Israelite, righteous, wholesome sisters know you can't lead with your body. You can't lead with, oh, this is how I got to be looking a certain way. Right? You're supposed to be leading with wisdom. Wisdom and strength. Strength and honor are what you lead with. Not high heels and pocketbooks. Nobody cares about that, to be honest. Like a real man don't care about that. Yeah, it's cool to dress up, going out. You know, you get right. He throw on what he throw on. You throw on what you throw on, and y'all go out and you do the fake power couple thing. Right? 'Cause that's what it really is cap. Right? We a fake power couple, but we a powerful couple. We a real power couple.
In the spirit.
Why? Because we in the spirit.
They call it goals.
Goals.
Like
Goals.
you see, like
They got
power
matching
couples or power relationships.
or matching outfits.
Yeah.
Goals. Relationship goals.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really a goal of mine. That's not something that I have to attain to. Dressing a certain way. We just gonna do that naturally. If we're using wisdom, that's a goal. Right? Those are goals. Being able to go through this word and be guided by these commandments. That's goals. Relationship goals. That's power couple stuff. Read on.
In thine heart.
Come on.
Neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
Because that's what they present. The crazy eyelashes, the eyelids, the makeup. They get dolled up, they pound it on. They go from looking like a mud duck to just a beauty queen in 3 hours. That's all it takes. She a different woman. Y'all ever watch those makeup things that they do? It's crazy because they don't look nothing like with the end product. Like how you go from a dark-skinned extra chocolate sister to just high yellow. You just high yellow, but it's so much foundation. They throw on so many foundations and then they blend it.
See, like the,
Yo, it's crazy.
the complete, like, different skin tone from the jawline.
Nah, bro, they getting better than that.
Are they getting better?
They blended it down to the breast now. They making sure that whatever they wearing, it's blended in, and so everything's matching. The hands ain't gonna match.
They used to
Them
see
hands
that,
still dark as.
they used to see that with news anchors a lot. Like
Yeah.
the news anchors, you look at the face and the face looks a certain type of way, but then when you look at their neck, it's like, oh,
Because they powder them down
yeah.
to block that glare, but they're using all those concealers. What are they concealing? The imperfections. They don't want you to see that. But it's way more imperfection than just a physical. There's a spiritual imperfection.
Yeah.
Go ahead, verse 26.
For by means,
By what?
by means
Come on.
of a whorish woman.
Right, by her tactics, by the tactics of a whorish woman. Now, what is a whorish woman? Well, it kind of just gave us a few characteristics the prior verses and a few of the other things we've been talking about. This overly sexualized, whorish mentality. By the means of a whorish woman, go ahead,
A man
right?
is brought to a piece of bread.
So you gotta ask yourself, sisters, am I using my body to control my narrative? And there's the man around me being brought to a piece of bread. He ain't worth nothing but a piece of bread. He does crumbs. It says a man is brought to a piece of bread. He's destroyed. Go ahead.
And the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
Slide over one chapter to Proverbs 7 and 10.
God. Proverbs chapter 7, verse 10.
Read it.
And behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot.
Because there is a such thing. There's harlot's attire and then there's modest woman attire. It's just a thing. It's real. It's a real thing. And then now everything is kind of like just attire. Remember when they started letting women wear mini skirts in the job? It was looking like hookers at the job. Because hookers were in mini skirts at that time. Then it was like this transition to the mini skirt business suit type of setup. Well, it ain't whorish because it has the business blazer cut. And I got on stockings. Right? But you were still doing all that to try to get a man up in the job to placate to you and promote you and not overlook you. You trying to get favors from the boss. It was some whorish behaviors going on. Why are you showing off so much leg, so much thigh? Right? Why do you have to show off leg and thigh? Because you're trying to get one up. You're trying to advance somewhere. Go ahead.
And subtle of heart.
She's what?
Subtle of heart.
Right. Meaning what? She's cunning. She's treacherous. When it said that the beast was more subtle than any animal or any beast of the field, it said the serpent in Genesis 3 was more subtle than any beast of the field. That wasn't a good subtle. Right? It was negative, it was cunning, it was treacherous, it was to bring on some sort of death. So you have to ask yourself, are you subtle in this way, sisters? Where you're cunning against your husband, where you're mischievous, where you're always looking for ways to get into stuff and then another way to get out of stuff. Right? That deceptive, flattering tongue. Right? You got to ask yourself, not putting this on nobody, but you got to ask yourself, hey, do I move like this? Is it always about my outward? Do I flatter and do I have a subtle heart? What else? Verse 11.
She is loud.
Huh?
She is loud.
Go ahead.
And stubborn.
Right, she's loud and stubborn. Those two mixed together is like a damn donkey. You know when a donkey don't want to go, he just yells. He just goes crazy because he ain't going. So she's like a donkey. Go ahead.
Her feet
Right.
abideth not in her house.
Right. You always in somebody else's situation. You always in somebody else's business. Your feet always want to be at somebody else's house. This is the type of woman that's set up to destroy a man and to destroy her own family. Go ahead.
Now is she without, now in the streets,
Come on.
and lieth in wait at every corner.
Why? Go ahead.
So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him.
Right. Jump down to verse 22.
Wait,
Jump down to verse 22.
before you do jump, I did want to say something on verse 12. So on verse 12, it was like, now she is without. And think about it. If somebody is without, that means that they don't have nobody. They don't have anything. But the cold part about this is the type of woman that the world promotes, right? And they make it seem like these women are quote unquote winning. But in reality, they don't win at all. And in reality, these are the ones that are usually lonely and without. Because even though they may have 1,000,001 followers, they don't have 1,000,001 people to actually talk to. They don't have 1,000,001 people that genuinely care. That's why a lot of the times you see these type of women, they go on social media to vent and to talk about when something does go bad, or they go on social. It's like, I'll give an example of Cardi B. Cardi B went online and was talking crap about Offset after having 2 or 3 kids with this dude, right? But how come she didn't have somebody to just call up and talk to? She had to put it online to millions of people that follow her. But why? Why did she do that? It's because she's without. Nothing ever lasts with these women. And that's what they promote. That's what they promote. And the thing is that you'll be a woman in the truth. And you may look at them and you may be like, damn, I don't look like this woman. Nothing to me compares to her from a physical sense. These type of women get all the attention. They get all the likes. They get all the recognition. And I don't really get anything. And then when they post,
I just get a sewing machine.
I just get a sewing machine. I gotta be at Garments twice a week. I barely get time with my husband. I barely get anything. But these women, they get to travel the world. They're on vacations. They posting pictures of vacations. They'll have a baby and their body goes right back because of the liposuction, but you don't know they did liposuction. So you look at them and they promote it. They promote them so heavily that if you're not careful, your mind will start to look at the truth in a negative light. Your mind will start to look at the Most High and this work in a negative light, like, damn, is this worth it? And that's when you know you'll start transitioning from the spirit and you start transitioning carnally. And you may not realize that you're doing it, but the cold part is these women, they always end up without. They always end up by themselves. You know, as much as they try to promote like their life is good, they always end up by themselves. And then yeah, they do become in the streets because they have nothing going on. And then they be everywhere just lurking, just waiting for whoever, because they have nothing else to offer. You know,
And they use the same means over and over, right? Jump down to verse 22.
Verse 22.
Because remember, we're still kind of on this point of this weaponization of this woman, her body, the sexualization. This is all going into it. We just kind of talking about how a man reacts to it.
yeah.
But read verse 22,
He goeth after her straight away,
right?
as an ox goeth to the slaughter.
Because that's what they're looking for. They're looking for those men that are blinded, that are enamored with love, that they can just use and abuse. Right? They want somebody that's just going to go at her straightway. You ain't going to think. You're head over heels. But you just met her yesterday. Yeah, I'm in love, brother. That's my wife. But y'all just met literally 2 hours ago. Yeah, I know. But what about the Bible? Yeah, I know. But I meant the heart. My heart wants it. That's what they want. That's why they promote. That's why they package the women the way they do. Right? That's why it doesn't matter what woman in the industry it is, they all turn out to be the prototypical woman that you know, from damn Little Kim in the 90s all the way to now, right?
Yeah.
Show me what woman didn't show off her body in some way and made it in the record industry. Which one? And made it in the record industry. I'm talking about like really blew up, selling billions, trillions.
I mean, Queen Latifah, she was gonna make it because she was a dyke.
But she didn't. Her music wasn't to the level of like even like a Glorilla.
No.
You see what I'm saying? Like it's not on that level because the message for one, and then Glorilla is over there showing off her little ant bites.
Oh wow.
You see what I'm saying? She over there showing off her little no booty, her little 12-year-old boy butt. So
You know,
they push it out there.
you know too, man. Like, you know, for a lot of us in here, like you may look at it and be like, man, they don't care about trying to get adults. Like they already know that y'all gonna look at these people that they push out there like they're disgusting. They know that their aim isn't for adults. Their aim is for our kids. Their aim is for these little ones that's coming up. They already know that once we hear their music and once we see them,
We changing the channel.
like they know that. But it's not you that they're aiming for. So you got to see who they're aiming for. They're aiming for the kids. That's why, like, when you may think you're good, but are your kids good? And they know that they're not going to get 100% of the people to follow that train, or 50%. But they know that if they can get like a good 30%, that means 3 out of every 10. Think about it. We probably got 10 little girls in here right now. We probably got 10 little bros. So think about it. Their ratio is 3 out of 10. If you're not careful, 3 out of 10 of these little girls that's in here right now could fall down that road.
30% is a lot.
30% is astronomically a lot, and I'm just being generous even with the 30%. It's probably 30% that's gonna go down that road, and the other 30% probably wants to, because this life isn't appealing. It can be very unappealing. You see what I'm saying? When you look at the way that they dress, and you look at the way that you dress, it can be very unappealing. Like, damn, like I wanna do that.
You can feel it can feel very unliberating.
Yeah, restricting.
And restricting, and that's the point though. That's the battle. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just want to use that word because appealing, yes, they make sure they appeal, but there's a sense of liberation. There's a sense, and it's kind of what we're talking about in this type of woman where she's been given the idea of she's free to do these things. She's liberated, and she's liberating others, right? I'm just expressing myself. I mean, y'all hear it a lot. All you gotta do is just sit down and listen to your favorite celebrity talk, especially the ones that always be naked, the Rihannas and all that. Just listen to them talk, and they feel like they're liberating the people. And they are. They're liberating them from one idea to the next. They're making them free from one thing while making them a prisoner to a next. Sounds eerily like a scripture. Sounds like Peter's.
Yep, I was thinking about that.
It sounds like Peter's, where you loose yourself from the Most High, but then you become the prisoner of Satan, right? Through their words and their alluring. And that's what we got to be aware of when it comes to this. What is the whole dress code? What is the whole makeup? What is it really about? Because if it was just about, come on, if it was really about looks and a woman just looking good for a man, natural women win all the time.
All the time. 100%.
All the time. If it was about protective hairstyles and, just throwing a quick little style in your hair to protect it, I don't know what the hell that means. I don't know what a protective hairstyle is, but I hear women use it to have an excuse to go get hair weaves. It's a protective hairstyle. How are you protecting your hair when you're putting a carcinogen inside of it that's literally destroying your scalp? Don't get it, but it's an excuse. So if it was about those things, you would just go natural. You would do the natural thing and then just rock with what the Most High gave you. If it was about those things. And how we know that the natural women, the ones that are not on this mentality, are winning, because now everyone's trying to replicate that and trying to fake it. I'm gonna be a fake modest woman, right? I'm gonna be fake modest. You got the Black Chinas who, she took out every implant, every piercing. She trying to be covered up. I think she a damn preacher now, if I'm not mistaken. Something. She might be a Muslim now, right? You got who is it? Krishan Rock. She's on the I read my Bible every day now. She on the balloon popping thing, and if the dude don't read the Bible, she ain't messing with them. That's what she's on. But I call it a fake modesty because they still want to show some breasts. They give them an opportunity to make 2, 3, 4, 5 million, and then the little areola's gonna be out. They just gonna be, right? They're gonna be out. The Ice Spice mentality. The what's the other one? The Megan Thee Stallion mentality. That's gonna come out, right? And what they want is for men to go like an ox to the slaughter. He was walking down, getting shot at. Watch, read it.
Or as a fool to the correction of the stocks,
Come on.
till a dart strike through his liver.
Yeah, they're gonna poke and poke and poke until they hit that liver. Ain't no coming back from that. Come on.
As a bird hasteth to the snare,
Right.
and knoweth not that it is for his life.
Right.
Can I say something on that dart to the liver? So that dart to the liver, that's a very detrimental hit. Like getting punched in the liver. People don't understand how the liver affects the rest of the body. When you get hit in the liver, it cripples the rest of your body. It literally cripples you. You're like no good for nothing. That's why it says like a dart to the liver, you're done. You can't, you don't recover. I mean, you can eventually, but in that moment, no, you're done.
Go to Ecclesiastes 25:23 and read this point right here.
It says,
So, yeah, so another way that a woman is weaponized for Satan, the so-called white man, America, is how?
she is put in authority over the black man, but subordinate to other races of men.
Think about it. Just think about it. Just think about the typical black and Hispanic relationship in the world, where she don't listen to her husband. No nigga can tell me nothing, but her boss is a man. And when she stepped through those doors, she ain't just doing the stuff that she signed up for on her job. She's doing the coffee runs. She's getting the dry cleaning. She's doing all the subordinate work, all the degrading work. And a lot of times, man, that be destroying you women, and then what do? You go home and take it out on your man. Right? You're not gonna be subordinate to you. All he's asking for is, can you cook something tonight? Nigga, get your own food. But your boss, that Elamite boss, or that Moabite Chinese boss, that Edomite boss, right? He got you running around getting this dry cleaning and taking this kid to daycare. Whatever it is, you see the shows. He got you just running raggedly, and guess what? You do it with a willing mind. And that's a part of how a woman is weaponized against a man, because you'll be subordinate. And again, this is something that sisters want to watch out for. You sisters that got to go out into the workforce, and you got to be subjected to these other nations, and we get it. They hold the fate of your money in their hands.
Yeah.
But that don't mean that you literally disregard any moral standard that the Most High offers for money. You might as well just pimp yourself out if that's the case. Because that's all you doing. If you can subject yourself to the white man for a little measly 30 grand a year, 40 grand a year, and still be broke, but then your husband who is saying, look, spirit, Most High, these days, kids, and you look at him like, nigga, please, you might as well just go pimp yourself on the corner, because that's all you're really doing. What shall a man give for his soul? And really what you're doing a swap. It's money for the spiritual things. So you gotta be aware that you're not being contracted to do these things, that you're not doing these things, right? Go to Ecclesiastes 25.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 23. A wicked man.
Somebody read it right.
He got it.
Go ahead.
Read it, bro, because you ain't reading it. Read.
A wicked man
Read.
abideth.
Nope.
Nope.
Somebody else get it. Come on.
Ecclesiastes chapter 25, verse 23.
Right?
A wicked man.
Nope.
Yo, somebody, what is going on?
This is the
Read.
book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 25, verse 23. A wicked woman abateth the courage.
A wicked woman do what?
Abateth the courage.
Come on.
Maketh an heavy countenance.
Come on.
And a wounded heart.
And a wounded heart. And that's the thing. It's a way to destroy the courage of a man. It's a way to weaken the man and to weaken the household, right? Is when the man sees that you're subordinate to everything else but him. And he's trying to, how do I get this woman in line with me? How do I get this woman to be in subject to her own husband? And it's a lose-lose situation, because while you think that you're winning in the situation, sister, you're losing. Your family is being broken down. Your husband, his courage is being abated. His countenance and his heart is wounded. Y'all see that? Let's go from there. Damn, I keep doing that. You can read on.
A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees.
Right, go from there. Go from there, go to Judges. Go to Judges 14 and verse 10. Somebody that can read properly, read clearly and properly get it. Don't let these little kids just smash on y'all. Come on, man. Judges 14 and verse 10. Now this is important, right? Read that part. Another way that a woman plays that agent of Satan is how? Read that.
She is aligned with police and government while acting as an agent of oppression to those in her own home and community.
Right, and you see it. What is the first thing that a woman want to do when she starts arguing with her man? I'm calling the cops.
17.
Right? What's the first thing that she wants to do when ain't no man around? I'm about to go to the, yo, y'all gotta stop making him walk that way. Somebody just tell him. Right? What's the first thing she wants to do when she's upset with her man? I'm gonna go file what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ruin your life with child support. Right? So there's a mental aligning of this woman with the government and police, where she knows what? When she picks up that phone, what can she say? Right. She could say anything. He hit me, but I didn't hit her. Yeah, well, it looks like, well, she called first. Right? She could scratch herself under the eye, and yeah, see, right there. And now he's locked up. Women know this. This is a power. This is a power that's been given to women. And evil women are going to use this power. I mean, ain't none of you sisters calling the cops on your husband, are you? You get into a little argument, all of a sudden, 911?
So I hope not.
You got it on speed dial? Like, can you speed dial 911?
Just hold down the one.
Damn. Can you even speed dial on these cell phones these days?
I don't know.
Right? But just think about that. When the first course of action is to involve police, the first course of action is to align yourself with the government, knowing that it's going to destroy that man for a long time. Let's go to Judges 14 and verse 10. Read that.
Judges chapter 14, verse 10.
Right?
So his father went down unto the woman, and Samson made there a feast.
Right?
For so used the young man to do.
Right?
And it came to pass.
So remember, this is when Samson got married to the Philistine woman. They made a feast, and then he makes a riddle. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, when they saw him, that they brought 30 companions to be with him.
Right?
And Samson said unto them, I will now put forth a riddle unto you. If you can certainly declare it me within the 7 days of the feast, and find it out, then I will give you 30 sheets and 30 change of garments.
Go ahead.
But if ye cannot declare it me, then shall ye give me 30 sheets
Go ahead.
and 30 change of garments.
Right, so he gonna come with this riddle, and he's like, look, if you can find out the riddle, you can tell me the riddle within the 7 days of this feast. I'll give y'all some garments, some clothing. But if y'all can't find it out, you got to give me garments and clothing. That was the deal. They took the deal. But they had a trick up their sleeve. Read on.
And they said unto him,
Right?
put forth thy riddle,
Yeah, let's hear the riddle. Come on. We got it. What is it?
that we may hear it. And he said unto them, out of the eater came forth meat, and out of the strong came forth sweetness. And they could not in 3 days expound the riddle.
Who could expound the riddle? Nobody. Samson was the only one there to understand it. It was him talking about getting the honey out the lion's carcass. He was the only one that was there to do that. Read on.
And it came to pass on the 7th day,
Right?
that they said unto Samson's wife.
They did what?
Said unto Samson's wife.
So this is like literally the police pulling up. Like, hey, we need to figure this thing out. Tell us. This would be like the modern day. The government shows up like, look, if you don't do this, we gonna do this. Go ahead.
Entice thy husband.
Do what?
Entice thy husband,
Go ahead.
that he may declare unto us the riddle.
See, a woman that is not aligned with a woman that's aligned with her husband can't be enticed by another man. Nothing entices her to break that bond and break that covenant. But see, an agent of Satan. She's put there to do this very thing, to break those bonds. She's put there to be used against this man. Go ahead.
Least we burn thee
Right?
and thy father's house with fire. Have ye called us to take that we have?
Go ahead.
Is it not so? And Samson's wife wept before him
Right?
and said, Thou doest but hate me.
I mean, wow. My thing is, you got Samson, the strongest man in the land. Why didn't you just tell him that these men threatened you for information? All he would have did was just walk outside, open up a can of whoop ass, come back and lay down. That's all he would have did. It would have been like taking a nap for Samson. But see, the problem is she didn't really love Samson, and her agenda was aligned with a different agenda. Y'all see that? And a lot of the times, sisters, this is how you can present. You know, like when women say it's giving, I hate that damn saying. It's giving.
It's giving this vibe.
It's giving broke vibes. Sometimes y'all be giving traitor vibes. It's giving traitor. I'm gonna say it like how these ghetto ass women. I hate that. It's giving broke. Like it's what is it? Right? They talking to these damn broken speech. But sometimes it's giving. We're not aligned in the same mind. You're more aligned with them and what they want over what I want. And you'll be willing to destroy me to give them what they want, to appease them. Well, you know, it's going to look a certain way if we don't pull up over here, or if this, or the, you know, the kids and their happiness. So what? Is their happiness aligned with what the Most High says is happiness? And are you willing to break what the Most High is saying to make the kids happy? What?
Someone was waving at the door.
No. Oh, make sure.
Let's go, boy.
Okay. Yeah, let him get it. Right? So Samson's wife wept before him, thou but hate me. Go on.
Thou doest but hate me, and lovest me not.
Go ahead.
Thou hast put forth a riddle unto the children of my people, and hast not told me.
So what is she using? This is another weapon that we're going to speak about later down the line. Right? This is another form of weaponization that they showed women, evil women, to use. Right? This is called weaponization. You don't got to write it down because we're going to talk about it. Just keep this in mind. This is called weaponization of intimacy. Weaponization of intimacy, and there's different forms. And we're going to go back to this form, but think about it. She's playing on this man's emotion to extract information, intimate information that she's going to use to destroy him. Why? Because her agenda is lined up with other men, with other people, right? And this is the problem with these type of women. They're not really there for their man, they're there for the next situation, right? They'll use information to get their man set up for the next man to slide in. Right? Oh yeah, he gonna be down, you know, he every week he go down to the pool hall and shoot pool. He gets about 17 beers, so you gotta catch him right after he's done. He won't even know what's coming. Blow his ass away, and now she's with that man. Y'all seen it? Y'all heard it?
There's a whole song about that. It's called Mona Lisa.
Right, Lil Wayne and Kendrick. Yeah, you just setting men up. But think about it, that's what they do though. You got women that'll set men up. Hey, let's go out on a date. He'll pull up to the parking lot. She see the Charger, the Challenger. This was a whole thing happening on the East Coast, where these women, man, hey, let's go out on a date. She see his car. They go out on a date. She dropped the location. They break into the car. Why do they break into the car? What are they looking for in the car? What's in your car that it shouldn't be in your car, but it's terrible because it's in your car? What? No. It's the registration with your address. break into the car, get the registration, got his address. So when he pull up home, we already there. Broke in, stole everything, and then we can get the car then. They was setting dudes up like that. They were ransacking the whole house, breaking the safes, and got the car. And then old girls acting like a victim. Right? So you got to see this mentality, man. But again, I'm going to keep saying it. You sisters, I know ain't nobody that evil in here, but you have to make sure that you're not aligning yourself with an agenda other than your husband's. And that you're not treading on the agenda he's given you through the Bible to appease someone else's agenda or to appease what someone else is trying to extract from your husband that he's trying to keep secret.
Even if it's family.
That's the point. Even if it's family. What's that? What you got?
Ecclesiastes 7:26.
Ecclesiastes is the Apocrypha? Yeah, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind?
Right?
Forsake her not.
And that's the point. That's the point. Is she after your mind? Forsake her not. Meaning, if she isn't after thy mind, what do? Get rid of her ass. You could forsake her left and right, but you should have never got with her. But now, here's the conundrum. Sister, did you start out in the mind and then did you change because of circumstance? See, that's another little tidbit where we grew apart. Nah, there's no growing apart in the truth. You couldn't be the righteous, subordinate, continent woman in the beginning and all of a sudden, because you didn't like how the Bible was teaching you to change your life, that all of a sudden you change. And you see that a lot, right? Well, we grew apart or, our agendas didn't align. I mean, damn, what agenda is there? Right? The truth is pretty straightforward. You're going to be restricted. You're going to be cut out the world. You're going to be holy, set apart. What else is there? You're going to serve the Most High and not your own self. What else is there? What other agenda do you need? How many more nuances do you need to that? Right? So, again, do you have that woman after your mind? Of course, don't forsake her. But the question would be, if you guys were after the same mind and then she changed, or he changed, why? And were there signs and little tells that would happen? Right? Good precept. Where are you going to go?
Can I get Isaiah chapter 8, verse 9? Isaiah chapter 8, verse 9.
Look at Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 9.
And this is perfect. You know, Pastor Ali was just saying that he knows that a lot of sisters ain't as wicked as the sisters as the type of women that he's mentioning, right? But you still don't want to even associate yourselves with these type of people or with that type of mentality. So read Isaiah 8:9.
Look at Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 9.
Go ahead.
Associate yourselves, O ye people.
Oh, go ahead.
And ye shall be broken in pieces.
And this is the thing, you may not be all the way as wicked as they are, or as the examples that we're bringing out, but the thing is that even if you associate yourself with 2% of that mentality, that 2% of that mentality, it can leave you broken like how they will be broken. Read on.
And give ear, all ye of far countries.
Go ahead.
Gird yourselves, and ye shall be broken in pieces.
Yeah, you start taking on these qualities, again, even if it's just 5% or 2% of these qualities, then yes, you will be broken into pieces. Go ahead.
Gird yourselves. And ye shall be broken into pieces.
Go ahead.
Take counsel together, and it shall come to naught.
Yeah, so if you're not, if what your husband is aligned with, if his ideas, if his mind is not what your mind is, because now you're taking counsel with the wicked, or you're starting to align yourself with the mind of the wicked, it's not gonna work out for you, because it's not working out for them. Even though they make it seem like it is, it's really not. Go ahead.
Speak the word, and it shall not stand.
You see that? So now your power is lost. Your power is lost as a woman. Once you go and you start joining hand to hand with these type of people, with this type of mentality that we're bringing out. Go ahead.
For God is with us.
Uh-huh.
For the Lord spake thus to me.
Where you at?
Verse 11.
Go ahead.
For the Lord spake thus to me with a strong hand.
Uh-huh.
And instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people.
You see that? The Most High, he gave us plain instructions not to walk like how these other women walk. Not to walk in the counsels. That's why the scripture says in Psalms, let me not fall by their counsels. You see what I'm saying? So, like, you got to see it. They took crafty counsel against our people. And they promote a certain type of woman for a reason. And once you're associating yourself with these type of women that they want you to associate yourself with, it's all going to fall apart for you. So the Most High gave us straight instruction that we should not walk in the way that they want us to walk. We should not follow after the counsels that they want us to follow after. Go read 12 and 13. Go ahead, real quick.
Verse 12.
Uh-huh.
Say ye not a confederacy.
Yeah, don't join hand in hand with them. That's a confederacy. Go ahead.
To all them to whom this people shall say, a confederacy.
Because everybody else in the world is down with this type of mentality and this type of women. But the Most High wants us to be separate. Go ahead.
Neither fear ye their fear.
Go ahead.
Nor be afraid.
Yeah, ours is different. See, those type of women, they're scared of being with a man like us. Because a man like us is not about the carnal. But they're all about the carnal.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, our fear is the Most High. Read verse 13.
Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself.
Uh-huh.
And let him be your fear.
Go ahead.
And let him be your dread.
That's it.
Go from there, go to Proverbs. That was a good one. Go to Proverbs 7:26.
God.
So, just dealing with, and we didn't finish the riddle, because y'all could just read that story, right? But what was the agenda of this woman, this Philistine woman that is aligned with, men outside of her husband? Well, it's a destructive agenda. Proverbs 7:26,
Proverbs chapter 7, verse 26.
right?
For she hath cast down many wondered.
Read it again, wounded. Read it again.
For she hath cast down many wounded, yea, my strong men.
Many strong men. I gotta get another reader. Come on.
Proverbs chapter 7, verse 26.
Go ahead.
For she hath cast down many wounded.
Stop letting them get the scriptures before y'all.
God.
Go ahead.
Yea, many strong men have been slain by her.
Right, and that's the point. Is it's about slaying. It's about slaying this man. Go ahead.
Her house is the way to hell,
Go ahead.
going down to the chambers of death.
Right. So, what are some examples of her house is the way to hell? Right. What are some examples of this type of woman? Well, let's read it real quick. Read that for me.
She is the implementer and caretaker of white supremacy in the black home and is an advocate of feminism and white supremacy through conditioning and shaming the man.
Yeah, that's first and foremost. She's the curator. She's the caretaker of this thing that's been given to her. What was given to Eve? Was it Israelite customs? Was it the Most High's laws? What was given to Eve? It was the opposite of what the Most High wanted her to do. Right? So this type of woman, she's given something which is the opposite of what is going to promote and build her family. We know what they be pushing to y'all. Y'all think y'all don't get it, that it's all rooted in a feminist, white supremacist ideology. It's all designed to keep the black family and the black and Hispanic man down, while they continue, all the other nations continue to grow. You don't see white women telling white women to leave their husbands. They never counsel them on that. It only be our women that be like, yeah, leave him, girl. Oh, he did that? Yeah, leave him. But white women don't counsel other white women to do that. They look at each other like, shit, you better stay with him and you better fake it till you make it. Because because why? Because he got the access, right? So it's many dynamics of why, but you don't see white mothers coaching their white daughters to get divorced or to leave men or to be homosexuals. You don't see that.
Right.
Get abortions. They're not telling their daughters to do that. Go get an abortion. Well, you got black mothers that'll teach that to their daughters, but where are they getting that from? What's that?
Today, I was on Hotazon. I shared
I can't hear you.
Today, some lady, she messaged me from work, and it was like random. She's like, sharing, she's a coworker. She's like, oh, she was sharing some news that she got lost weight. She did this, right? And then on the bottom, she put, oh, and then I'm gonna divorce my husband.
Oh.
And I was like, she's Issachar. And I was like, wait, what? Because it was just like,
that's a real thing.
I was like, are you serious? Are you playing? She's like, no, I am. And if I told you, what did she say? She's like, if I told you the kind of things that he do, you tell me to leave him. I'm like, no.
But she got to get sexy first.
Yeah.
And then go out into the world, and it's not going to work. That's the thing.
No, but then I was telling her, I was like, look, I've been where you've been. Like, I don't know exactly what's going on because I didn't get the details. But I was like, you know, divorce is an ugly word. Like, you know, just keep strong and, like, it'll get better. Like, I was giving her, like, a little thing. I was like, oh. Because if she had told somebody else, they'd be like, yeah, girl, leave him. Like, exactly what you would have, you know?
Yeah.
She's like, no.
Yeah, don't leave them. Nah, work it out, figure things out. But our women are conditioned, right? They're conditioned through this thing that's been given to them to not want to keep their relationships going, not want to deal with their kids, not want to deal with a man, right? So, I'm gonna read it again. She's the implementer and caretaker of white supremacy. You've been given an idea, and now you hold the idea as if it's yours, which is crazy. You got women running around, they're actual white supremacists, black women. Y'all are white supremacists. When you throw on blonde wigs, when you do a BBL, when you do breast surgeries that are unneeded, right? Unless it's like medically needed, like, oh, they're too big and we gotta reduce them. But when you start injecting, when you start bleaching, when you start tatting, you're literally a curator of white supremacy and feminism.
Right.
Against men, right? And then what you'll do is you'll shame a man into falling into the agenda. They'll shame men into not following the ideology. Just like how the Philistine woman tried to shame Samson. Oh, you don't love me. You don't love me. That's a shaming tactic. Yeah. It's a shaming tactic that women are very good at because they'll get emotional, they'll cry, they'll harp on those things of love and you don't care about me. And then what is a man supposed to do? What is he going to go out and try to do? He's going to try to prove it. He's going to try to prove it. That's the point. And then that's to his own demise. Right? Give me Proverbs 2:16.
Proverbs chapter 2, verse 16.
Go ahead.
To deliver thee from the strange woman.
Again, we're hitting these Proverbs because they're very important and they tell the type of woman that we're dealing with. Now, it says a strange woman, but any woman that's not aligned with the Most High becomes a strange woman.
Right.
Read on.
Even from the stranger,
right,
which flattereth with her word.
And that's what it starts with. She starts with the flattery of the words. Go ahead.
Which forsaketh the guide of her youth.
Come on.
And forgetteth the covenant of her God.
See, she forgot the covenant that the Most High has given her to now implement the covenant of white supremacy and feminism. She took on the white man's covenants. She took on the covenant with the devil. Right, go from there. Jump 2 chapters up, 5 and 3. Proverbs 5 and 3.
Proverbs chapter 5, verse 3.
Right.
For the lips of a strange woman.
Go ahead.
Drunk as in honeycomb.
Come on.
And her mouth is smoother than oil.
Read verse 4.
But her end is bitter.
Her what?
Her end.
Her what?
Her end.
And that's the point. You can't see her end. because she knows how to use those smooth words. She knows how to get you in position to where now you're subordinate to the feminism. You're subordinate to the happy wife. Happy wife, happy life is a feminist term. Happy wife, happy life. That's a feminist term, right? It's out of order with the Most High. It's not that a woman can't be happy, but the way it's said is, if she's not happy, or the only way to have a happy life is if she's completely happy. And we know that that's crazy, because a man underneath the God of the Most High, everything ain't all sugar cookies and ice cream. There's trials and tribulations that you're not always happy to go through. So we're not always happy to go through certain things. How you gonna be always happy?
God.
And if we going through it, how we gonna make you happy? If we going through it. None of these things are calculated, but they are calculated, because really what it is it's a mentality. It's like a utopian type of mentality where everything's supposed to be all good, and as long as they're all good on one end, then we can move forward, right?
God.
But they're not always gonna be good on one end. Go from there. Go to Ecclesiastes 26:27.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 or 27.
Go ahead.
A loud crying woman
Uh-huh.
and a scold shall be sought out to drive away the enemy.
Yeah, but now they just use that type of woman to drive away her man.
Right.
She's not driving away enemies. Now she's scolding her husband. Right? Now you scolding your husband like he's the 4-year-old boy. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. And again, it's something that sisters got to be careful of, that you're not moving. Because I'm going to say this. I know that none of you purposely try to move like this. But it's been such a conditioning that you think it's the norm. And then it's naturally in you to usurp authority, to talk to a man a certain type of way, to deal a certain type of way. And why? Because, I mean, it's been implemented to you.
Like a reflex.
It's like a reflex, yeah. But it's because it's been implemented for so many generations, and we feel like when you see, like, if you wasn't in the truth and you didn't know better, and you just saw a man, you know, it used to kill me sitting up in the mall, seeing the men walking with their women through the mall,
Holding it first.
and them niggas just look disgruntled. And they getting drugged from Bath and Body Works to Victoria's Secret to Pottery Barn to this to that. He ain't got no bags of his own, but he carrying every bag, and it's all women's stores. And as soon as he want to come over to the cart, no, and she's putting him in a headlock, and she's got him in a 4 Nelson. You like when the cops put you in the 4 Nelson?
That's hilarious.
Full Nelson.
The full Nelson. Boom, and she got his hands up under his arms,
She got him in the ankle eye.
and she's walking this nigga away from the cart. And it's like, you got all the bags. He can't look. He can't look at a store that he want to go in.
That's funny.
Like, she's in Victoria's Secret. He's trying to creep to the cart, and she's looking out there like, nigga, you best not. You best not walk over to that cart.
Right.
I got my eye on you.
She like, and he's like, he looks at us like,
Sorry, y'all.
man, my bad, my bad. And it's like, wait, what?
That's funny.
You know how many times you see that? And then you can just look at a lot of dudes' spirit when they walking through the mall, and you like, yo, this chick, he's ready to run away.
God.
He's ready to run away because we're taught as men that from a very early age, from the first time you pop up into school, and that old crusty ass white woman is yelling at you, get in your seat, go on lunch, go on recess, the lunch lady, all these different women are in your life doing what when you're a child? They're scolding you
And directing you.
and directing you like a man. They're not nurturing, They're not nurturing and and being womanly. They're being like damn men. So what is a 2, 3-year-old, 4-year-old boy to do when he just got women scolding him his whole life? He gonna get a woman in his older age as a partner that scolds him also.
And he's gonna feel like it's normal.
And he's gonna feel like it's the norm.
Got him.
Got him.
Yeah.
Right? So we gotta make sure that we're teaching against that norm and showing you sisters that, wait a minute, this is this is an agenda, right? This is a covenant that has been given to you through the wiles of the devil.
Right.
And you gotta break out of that covenant and come back into the covenant of the Most High, where there's order and structure,
Right.
where we all gotta be subordinate to the Most High in Christ. But then the hierarchy here on the earth, the man, the woman, the children, that structure has to be implemented. Right? Yeah, with that.
What's up? Can somebody give me Ecclesiastes 17 and verse 11?
Con.
No, somebody else said calm before you, bro.
Somebody else so kind.
Max, stay seated, Max. Don't get up.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 17, verse 11.
And then
Yeah, I'm the one said it. It's oppression, and you're damn right. It's straight up oppression. But that's why we read one of the first scriptures: a woman shall compass a man. She's going to come up above him and suppress him down. And it is oppression, but we trying to help brothers. And guess what? I'm going to show you something. It's oppression on both ends. Because as that woman is getting that power, why is women more depressed, popping more pills, more angry, more in mental institutes? Why? Why in this day and age? Why?
They're not really built to take on all that.
That's the point. Y'all ain't built for that. Y'all not built to hold that, to hold the saber. Y'all ain't built to hold Excalibur. Y'all not built to wield that sword.
Right.
You're working yourself up, and you hitting the gym, and like, my back is big too, nigga. Come on, sis. Straining yourself.
That's hilarious.
You gotta work triple harder to be able to lift that weight that we could just naturally walk in and be like, oh, that's easy. Babe, can you untwist the top? And we like, okay. Ooh. And we bloop. And you damn near having a hernia. But that's a real life. It's a real life example. This is a microcosm, but it's a real life example that you hand us the jar and we twist it with barely any strength, because we're built, right? We built for that. Our hands are big, and they grab the circumference of the top and they can grip, and we just manly, right? We aggressive. We know how much power to apply, and even though you try to apply all the maximum strength in your little hands, your little tender hands, you just can't exert as much. You just can't, and it's okay. And that's the problem. You don't think that it's okay to be a feminine, tender, and delicate woman. They taught you that it's not okay to be like that, Eve. Don't be the help. Make that nigga help you. Don't be the subordinate. Make him subordinate to you. Right? Don't let him lead. You take the lead. And that's the lie that's been given to sisters, is that it wasn't okay what the Most High made you and how He made you.
Damn.
What?
I have one more thing to, just on the first point that you were bringing up with the class, explaining how, everything brought us to this state where it's Ecclesiastes 7 and 7. And just on the point that you're bringing up right now, so it's like this, what we're receiving is continuing to just drive us insane.
Read it.
It's to our detriment.
Read it.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7.
Right?
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad,
Go ahead.
and a gift destroyeth the heart.
And I mean, God, the gift that y'all been given, it did destroy your minds, because the way it was implemented, the things that it blinded you from. A gift is meant to a gift, when it says the gift destroyed the heart, again, it's meant to make you not see the things that are right there in front of you. Like when she's like wrapped up like a gift, and her cleavage is the first thing you see, maybe it's a gift. your whole heart's destroyed because that's all you see. You're not really examining the rest of the gift, right? And oppression is gonna make you mad. But that's talk, that's more in the sense of a man that is able to see his oppression, know his oppressors, and not go mad insane. You're not gonna go mad insane, right? But you are gonna, like it says about what does it say? Much wisdom is grief. Yeah, like the more you know, it's like the more you know, the more you like, golly, dang. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna like we oppressed, but we're not mad. We're not going insane with it, but it does put a strain on you. It does put a strain on your mental. It does put a strain on your physical, right? Where were you gonna go?
Ecclesiastes 17:11. Read that real quick.
Ecclesiastes chapter 17, verse 11.
Right.
And then, Titus 2:1, really quick. Read Ecclesiastes 17:11 real quick.
Besides this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for inheritance.
And the reason why I'm bringing this out is because you were talking about the happy wife, happy life. Well, that's not a law of life, and that's why those that follow it, that's actually like the law of death, and that's why those that follow it, the only thing that comes from that is death.
Yep.
Because that's not a law of life. What it is we know what the law of life is. It's a man that follows the Most High and a woman that follows a man that's following the Most High. That's how you get a happy life. But they telling us to be out of order. Read Titus chapter 2 and verse 1 real quick.
And that's the whole point of the class, is to show you that Satan's whole agenda is about disordering things.
Yeah.
And promoting the woman and allowing her to be the curator of his foolishness. Y'all are like curators. Y'all are incubators. Women are natural, like incubators and curators of things. You hold little drooly babies in your gut for 9 months, and you incubate that thing, and you curate, right? So you naturally do this thing, and they know that. You hold on to things, and you grow it. Y'all know that, right? Like women hold on to things, and you allow it to grow. You do it with your emotions. Yeah. Unchecked, your emotions would just be so out of whack because you allow a narrative to grow inside of your mind. And then what happens? It grows, and it grows so big it explodes in the form of a reaction to someone's action. Right? So you naturally do this thing and they know it. Where were you gonna go?
Titus 2 and 1 real quick. Read that.
Titus chapter 2, verse 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine.
And that's what's been taught to the women, is things that ain't doctrine, like happy wife, happy life. It's given this type of vibes, it's given that type of vibes. That ain't doctrine. That ain't something that you can teach people. Jump to verse 4.
Verse 4. That they may teach the young woman.
They may what?
May teach the young woman.
And this is what this class is about, because there's going to be a lot of, like, that's what we're going over is what the world promotes. So women that come into the truth, this is the type of spirits, these are the type of spirits, and this is the type of mindset that they're going to have. So for the sisters that's in class, you got to see, it's your job to teach the sound doctrine. It's your job to be an example and to be able to teach them and teach them up out of that mind. And read verse 9.
Verse 9. Exhort servants to be obedient unto their own master.
And this is what it is. For the sisters that's here, your job is going to be teaching these women to be obedient unto their masters, be obedient unto their husbands, be obedient unto those that's trying to teach them. Why? So they can get these spirits up off of them. Read down.
And to please them well in all things.
Why? Because it's a benefit unto you. Read.
Not answering again.
And this part right here is actually why I was going to the scripture. I thought it was dope when I saw it. You see how it says not answering again? Like, this is a major problem with the Israelite women right now in the world, is that they can't keep their mouth shut. You tell them something, and they always got to have something else to say. they always gotta have something else to say. Like it's you say something, they say something back. It's like you can't get the last word in. So it don't matter what it is that you're trying to show them. They always gotta have something else to say. But look, that's why it says exhort servants to be obedient unto their own masters. It's talking about women right here. And a lot of women, they're not in that obeying spirit. So when you try to tell them something, they're always gonna have something to say.
Next point. Yeah, it's 9. Okay. Next point. Because we're dealing with the examples of the house is in the way of hell. So the next point, she openly promotes the holiday, homosexual, and political agenda of America. And you see that a lot with our women. They're all about what? The holidays. They're all about what? They got gay friends. Like, black women are the biggest promoters of homosexuality in America. I don't know if y'all realize that. Black women are the biggest promoters of homosexuality in America. They're the biggest promoters. And I'm talking about straight black women. That's the coldest part. Straight black women are the biggest supporters of homosexuality in America. They're the biggest supporters of the political agenda. The Democratic Party, their base is black women. Right? They'll tell you that straight up. So just think about it. If they're being taught to promote the political agenda of their oppressor, and that political agenda is about aborting babies, transgenderism, homosexuality, feminist movement, all these different things, suppressing, pushing up gay rights, suppressing black and Hispanic rights. I mean, what type of woman is this? She's damn near Satan herself. Right? So go to Genesis 3 and 6 real quick. Let's just see if what I'm saying is not true. Let's go to the beginning. Genesis 3 and 6. Read it.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 6.
Go ahead.
And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food.
Right, and not a physical or a literal tree, but a spiritual tree, a man that had wisdom and knowledge, not of the Most High. Go ahead.
And that it was pleasant to the eyes.
Right.
And a tree to be desired.
And that's the problem, where this type of woman, everything is pleasant to her eyes. It doesn't matter if it's corrupt. It doesn't matter if it's inordinate. It doesn't matter if it's a fornicating type of spirit. It's all pleasant. That's why these type of women will have their children around homosexual men. They'll have homosexual friends around their families, around their kids, right? Oh, such and such is babysitting my son. He's a whole damn switch hitter if you got him around your son. But then that's why if you look at just the black and Hispanic community in the last 20 to 30 years, how that lifestyle has exploded amongst like the teens. A lot of them kids was what? They was put around homosexual family members. They was put around homosexual friends of their single mothers that raised them but then touched on them and abused them, and then they propagated that lifestyle. And then to them, it's like, I don't see nothing wrong. They'll allow their sons to walk around like walk around in the pocketbook and mom's shoes. Because to them, that's cute. To them, it's acceptable. Oh, he's just playing dress up. Nah, that's not something that you should allow your boys. I don't care what age he is. You don't dress him up at all in no women's clothing or let him parade. I remember Monashah when he was young, he tried to do that. Bruh, hell no, you don't get up out of that. I don't care if you're 1 year old, I don't care if you're 2 years old. Because as soon as you promote that idea and say that it's cute, next thing you know, you don't have Magic Johnson's son right next to you. You know, your son will be like Magic Johnson's son, just spooky. 6'9", just gay and just bad. Halter tops, he be having his breast out. Showing off his areolas. It's crazy the photos that I be seeing with him and his family. Right? Yeah, you have a Dwayne Wade on your hands. So the problem is the women are not able to discern what's good and what's bad in a lot of cases. This type of woman, it's all good to her. Go ahead.
And a tree to be desired.
And it's a desirable. Everything is desirable. I want that. Go ahead.
To make one wise.
Read.
She took of the fruit thereof.
She took of the what?
The fruit thereof.
She took the product, the end product. The fruit is the product of the tree. She saw the product, that it was nasty, but still said, you know what, this is desirable. Just think about the fruit. That's the thing that comes after the tree is planted. And you can look at the fruit and before you even eat it and say, oh, that's not going to be good. That look rotten on the vine. It got worms in it. But it says she took of the fruit. This is where Eve was at. She took of the fruit, go ahead.
And did eat.
And she ate it anyway. As nasty as it was, as off as it looked, she still partook. And then what did she do with it?
And gave also unto her husband with her.
Yeah, and that's how they do it, man. They'll bring these agendas to these women, and they'll just let them just set it off like a wildfire. And then she'll spread it on her social media. She'll spread it on to her family members, right? And then now that idea has caught hold, right? What else does she do? It says, I'm gonna give y'all another point. She pushes her daughters not to submit to anyone but her, while simultaneously feminizing the males in her control. And you see that a lot, especially with black Southern women. The big mama, remember, that's why I always hated the whole big mama talk.
Yeah.
Because big mama was a hurt ass woman, a hurt old woman that everyone had to rely on because Big Papa wasn't around. So Big Mama became Big Mama and Big Papa. And she became like the anchor of the family, which that's not even right. Right? The man was supposed to be that thing that anchored the family, not mom. And then she was handed a position that no one else was going to be able to take because of the fact that she was the oldest woman. But then how did she use it? Did she use it now to strengthen a man to be able to take over the position? Or did she desecrate every man and make them subordinate to her? Yeah, the second one, right? Where nobody can't talk against Big Mama. That's Big Mama. I can't stand up against her. Big Mama got the final say, and it's like, wait, Big Mama should have stepped the hell to the side and let one of them cousins, but then think about it. If Big Mama is breaking the men down and then building up the women to be like her, what do you have? We read about it in the Willie Lynch letter. You got a strong, independent woman and you got a weak ass man. He's physically strong, mentally weak. And that's what is continuously promoted in this whole Big Mama. Right? What do they call them out here? Top lady? T lady? Yeah. What about T Papa? What about T Man? What does it say? What is the name for the dad?
Pop coffee.
Pop what? Pop Warner.
Pop coffee.
No, there is no name because he ain't around. That's my T lady. What does T lady mean again? Top lady or something? What is that? Nobody knows. Y'all act like y'all ain't from here. But the point is they put so much reverence on this woman. No man can ever come in and have that authority to run that family. Y'all get that, right? And that's a problem. And then all she does is build women to be just like her. Go to Ezekiel 16 and 44. I'm almost done. I mean, truthfully, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. It ain't a lot. I'm gonna actually just give y'all some of this just to write down. But I definitely want to touch on these points. Ezekiel 16 and 44. Somebody else get Deuteronomy 28:56. Read it.
Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 44.
Come on.
Behold, everyone that uses proverbs
Right.
shall use this proverb against thee.
Go ahead.
Saying, as is the mother, so is her daughter.
But does anybody have to like create a narrative? Or are we not creating it in our own households? We are creating this, we are living by this proverb. Where now this type of woman is able to now replicate herself And if any man stands up and tries to be a man, his nuts are cut the hell off. Y'all seen it, man? Y'all watch shows like, there's certain shows, man, especially black. You know who does it a lot? Tyler freaking Perry. All his Medea shows, it's about Medea, and she's like the matriarch of the house. I've never watched any Medea, so correct me if I'm wrong. But what I gather is she got the top say in the house, and she runs everybody. But they give it to you in this comical way where you're like, oh, you know, but it's a woman running everyone from the women to the men. And what is she creating? Her example is going to be to be like her, right? So the men are going to be extra effeminate, moving around a certain type of way. They're not going to want to stand for anything, and the women are going to be extra strong, extra powerful, extra in their power, right? So we don't have to say the proverb, you living by it. You are the proverb. Go ahead.
Thou art thy mother's daughter.
And they know it because of your example. You're your mother's daughter. Read.
That loatheth her husband.
That's what it turns to, this loathsome. You don't just loathe your husband though, you loathe every man. You begin to loathe every man and to look down on every man because no man can match up to your strength and to your, they got that snappy comeback. Like he said, you can't shut the hell up sometimes. And it's like you're taught to have a snappy comeback because Big Mama, she was snappy. But you try to use a different word, witty. No, it's disrespectful. It ain't wit. A woman ain't supposed to be witty when it comes to dealing with a man. You're supposed to be able to take, we don't need your wit. Let us be witty and let us be charming. We don't need your wit and charm. It just don't look good. It don't wear right on a woman. She's witty. It's like, yo, you just can't control your tongue. Go ahead.
And her children.
And what?
Her children.
Right, because you're not teaching your children the right way. Go ahead.
And thou art the sister of thy sisters.
Right, so drop that. Go to Deuteronomy 28:56.
Right.
Read it.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 15, you said?
56.
56.
Right?
The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground,
right?
For delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom.
Go ahead.
And toward her son.
Right.
And toward her daughter. And toward her young one.
And that's what happens. There becomes this evil that's pushed out from this woman. Even though she may not be trying to be evil, right? But there's an evil nature or an evil nurture that comes out because a woman should not present as a man in any way. A woman should not move and give off. It shouldn't give man vibes. It's giving man vibes. It's giving testosterone. I'm gonna use what y'all say. It's giving testosterone. No woman should give testosterone and man vibes, right? Because that's evil nurtured and evil natured, right? But then now think about what that does to the children and the man. The man is trying to correct that, or if there's situations that's happening, what's going on? When you look that word evil up, watch this. You look that word evil up, it's H3415. It says properly to be broken up with any violent action. So there's a violence that comes from this woman. It's not just a talking, a scolding, but there's a violent action that comes, and that's where you see a lot of women are what? What are a lot of women doing? What are a lot of women doing when it comes to these men? Violently doing what? What are women trying to do to prove that they're equal? They're trying to fight. Right? So you see a lot of these women are now trying to fight men. Right? And I ain't gonna lie, some of them is getting y'all beat the hell up. Some of these women is putting men in body bags. I've seen it. And it's sad as hell. Right? But some of these women is getting their whole teeth knocked out. Their whole jaw is on the curb. Right? Because ain't no woman supposed to rise up in a violent sense towards a man. Right? So we see that. And that's the point. When does a woman become violent? when she don't get her way, right? When things ain't going her way. Let me hit this one more point, and then we could. Let me hit this one more point. I'm gonna hit 2 more points. I'm gonna skip. So, this type of woman, she prioritizes her happiness over her family. It's all about her happiness, right? Go to 2 Chronicles 22:8. Let's see if anybody remembers this story. And that's another thing where they guilt trip men. Like I was telling y'all about the story where the woman, she had 2 kids. One was 2, one was like 4. She goes to her husband talking about, I want to go on a girls trip to spring break.
Right.
I want to go on a girls trip during spring break and leave the kids with you for a week because I already raised them. Mind you, they're only 2 years old and 4 years old. And then she tries to do the, well, I need to have some happiness too. I need to be able to do these things too. And so she would rather throw her kids on the back burner to make sure that she can go sit on the beach half butt naked with her single friends. I don't believe in girl trips. That's crazy. That is wild. Y'all brothers believe in girl trips? Like your married wife is just gonna slide out with a bunch of single women to the beach? I believe in spiritual girl trips, like the sisters used to do it. They used to do like unity trips, but we know there was no funny business going on. We know what girl trips mean. You know what a girl trip is? That's ain't nobody looking. Let's get it cooking.
Spring break, Vegas.
Spring break anywhere is nuts. It's wild. Why would you even want to do that? A married woman on spring break is crazy, right? But it's about my happiness over the happiness of my children and my husband and what they want. Now check this out. This is a crazy story. Read that.
2 Chronicles chapter 22, verse 8.
Right?
And it came to pass,
right,
that when Jehu
right,
was executing judgment upon the house of Ahab.
Because remember, Jehu was the king of Israel, the king of Judah. Ahab was the king of Israel. Jehu was set up to destroy Ahab's children, wiped out all 70 of his seed. Right. So while he's a killing, right? While he's a killing, this Judite king, I believe Ahaziah, he was down up in the northern kingdom kicking it with Ahab and his family, consorting with them, which he shouldn't have been. So he sees them. Go ahead.
And found the princes of Judah.
Right.
And the sons of the brethren of Ahaziah.
Right.
That ministered to Ahaziah.
Go ahead.
He slew them.
So he slew them. So you got Jehu, who's going to be the next king. He wipes out the current king, his brothers of Judah, and he wipes out Ahab's sons up in Israel. Go ahead if you know the story. Go ahead.
And he sought Ahaziah.
Go ahead.
And they caught him.
Come on.
For he was hid in Samaria.
See that? So the king of Judah was hid out in Samaria. Read.
And brought him to Jehu.
Right.
And when they had slain him.
Go ahead.
They buried him because, said they, he is the son of Jehoshaphat.
Right.
Who sought the Lord with all his heart.
Right.
So the house of Ahaziah had no power to keep still the kingdom.
So they killed him, but they at least gave him a good burial because of who his father was. Read the next verse.
Verse 10. But when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead,
right,
she arose and destroyed all the seed royal of the house of Judah.
Now think about it. She saw that her son was dead. So to preserve her status and happiness, she goes and kills all of her grandchildren. Y'all remember that? And why did she do it? To do what? What does she want?
She wanted the control.
She wanted the control. She wanted to be the queen. She wanted the power. She wanted to keep her happiness going, her status going. Now this was the Judite. This was Judah. This wasn't Israel. Right? We know that a lot of stuff was happening in Israel at that time, but it was just playing around with the throne. Right? But this was Judah. This was an Israelite woman that did this.
Right. Chocolate, huh?
Chocolate sister. Think about it. Go to 2 Chronicles 24:7. And that's what a woman in these days will do. She'll forfeit her children to make sure she can go on girls' trips, make sure she can be happy, make sure she can get the bag while the children suffer. You may not be going out and literally slaying them, but if you neglect them, that's a form of slaughter. Right? If it's all about your needs over theirs, that's a form of slaughter. Right?
Right.
Second Chronicles 24:7.
2 Chronicles chapter 24, verse 7.
Go ahead.
For the sons of Athaliah, that wicked woman.
What was she?
Wicked woman.
Yeah, she was a wicked woman. All right, don't get it twisted. Go ahead.
Had broken up the house of the Most High.
And that's the point. What are you contracted to do? It says a wise woman built the house. Uh-oh. But it says a wicked woman tearing it down with her hands. Well, here it is. Right? We read about the wise woman last week. Building, curating, caretaking. But look at this wicked woman. It says she literally in one swoop tried to destroy the house of God. Go ahead.
And also all the dedicated things of the house of the Lord did they bestow upon Balaam.
Did they do what?
Bestow upon Balaam.
Now you get it? Do y'all get it now? What Satan is after from you women? That one line right there should tell you what Satan is after. The dedicated things to the Lord, he wants you to bestow unto him. And that's what y'all got to see. That when you step out of line with your husband, or when you let these certain agendas take hold, and you by accident propagate these things, well, what's happening? Well, there's a transfer of power. And you're taking the things dedicated to the Lord, like the covenant between you and your husband, like that unity. You're taking those things and you're now bestowing them into the hands of Baal, into the hands of Baal Peor, into the hands of Satan himself. You're literally saying, here you go, Satan. I got what you need. Just like you're supposed to be bringing the things of the Lord to your home. It said that she's a merchant ship and she's looking after the things of her home. Godly woman. Satan could use you to look after the things that he wants. And that's what we got to be careful of. Just like a man can be used, right? A woman is definitely used. I got one more point. And I talked about this a little bit earlier. The weaponizing of intimacy. The weaponization of intimacy. And there's different forms, right? You got the emotional manipulation. You have the withholding affection or intimacy. And then you have the using intimate information against your partner.
Ew.
Weaponized intimacy, right? And I'm not gonna lie, like, women are the best at this. Y'all are the best at getting your man comfortable, letting him drop you a little pillow talk, and then you get into an argument and you use everything he said in the pillow talk back on him to make him feel like shit. Y'all just do it. Y'all are good at it. You remember nothing but what he told you to use it against him, and that's not good. This is a literal thing you can look up. Look up weaponized intimacy. It's gonna give you these right here. I didn't make this up.
Damn.
I thought it was not. I didn't think it was a thing until I started looking into it. I'm like, damn, this is actually a thing.
Oh yeah.
Weaponized, but then guess what? The Bible shows us that it was a thing long before they gave it a terminology. Proverbs 23:27, real quick. Proverbs 23 and verse 27. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 27.
Go ahead.
For a whore is a deep ditch.
And that's what you sisters got to make sure that you're not. Yeah, I'm a wife, I'm married, but are you a whore? In this way? A whore don't gotta mean that you just sleeping around. It means that your mentality is the whore's mentality. Are you a deep dish that when a man gets around you, he just can't climb himself out? You like a damn sand pit swallowing him down? Are you like that sandy way to the aged feet? Are you that? Are you the sand?
He can't be comfortable around you. He can't
He's
let
on
his guard
edge.
down
Yeah.
because the soon as he start letting his guard down and getting comfortable, that's when you start stacking up all that information that you're gonna later use against him in whatever argument comes up later.
But now you know why men don't really talk around women like that. Like, babe, just tell me all your heart. Why? So that when you disagree with me, you can aim those darts at me. Damn. But now, I mean, can we be honest, sisters? Come on now. Y'all know that this is a thing that y'all do. If there's one thing on this list that I have to say that every sister in this room does, y'all do this. Y'all weaponize intimacy. You take what he tells you and you aim, you actually load the pistol with more bullets. Because he's telling you things out of the purity of his mind, out of the love that he got, out of the fact that, man, this is my rib. And he's telling you certain things, and y'all just sitting around chilling, drinking, having whatever little good time, and he's telling you things about his life. And then somewhere down the line, you find a way to take that gun, turn it on him, you extendo the clip, you put a switch on the gun,
You put a silencer on it.
you put a silencer on it, you put a switch on it, and when you pull that trigger, it's like,
It's not even
and he's like,
it's
yo,
automatic.
how'd it go from 1 bullet to 30 in seconds?
Sometimes it's even in the moment after you just divulge the information.
And that's even whacker, where you like, damn, I just told that to you. You couldn't have just held it.
That's like, I thought we was cool. I thought things was
we
good
was
right
good,
now.
yeah.
Just chilling.
That's the point, and then you wonder why we're not so forthcoming with the information that you would like, because there's something about women, man. Y'all hold on to things and you shoot it back, and y'all know how to make it hurt, even though we like, right? We grit it, and we like, damn. But y'all know how to do things to really make it hurt your husband, or a person that you have a level of intimacy with. Because intimacy doesn't just mean sex, but you know how to, a person that you share information with, like you do it, like women do it to their girlfriends. Your girlfriends, they confide in you. Oh, he hurt me, and they're feeling like they're divulging information to just bend your ear, and then you aim that information at them. Women do that. It's crazy, right? Y'all are better at it than we are. I know that for a fact. Right? Read on.
And a strange woman is a narrow pit.
Come on.
She also lieth in wait as for a prey.
Yeah, it's almost like you sit back and wait for the information to come. Go ahead.
And increaseth the transgressors among men.
Yeah, and it's like when you shoot that information back, it just starts a whole nother smorgasbord of problems. What was that?
I get a precept?
Yeah, what you got?
Micah chapter 7, verse 5.
Micah 7 and 5, read it.
Trust ye not in a friend.
Go ahead.
Put ye not confidence in a God.
And that's why it's hard, because a lot of brothers done felt this, right? You put that confidence, you put that trust, and then, damn, I wasn't expecting you to use that against me. Go ahead.
Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom.
Go ahead. Damn. Go ahead. Read.
For the son dishonoreth the father.
Read it from the top.
Damn. Trust ye not in a friend.
Read.
Put ye not confidence in a God.
I mean, there's a reason why the scriptures say it. Go ahead.
Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom.
Watch. Go to Judges 16 and verse 4.
Judges chapter 16 and verse 4.
Come on.
And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek,
Come on.
whose name was Delilah.
Right.
And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and said unto her, entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him,
Right.
that we may bind him to afflict him.
Go ahead.
And we will give thee, every one of us, 1,100 pieces of silver. And Delilah said to Samson, tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth,
Go ahead.
and wherewith thou mightest be bound
So she's begging Samson to give her the key to his strength, right? She's sitting there doing his hair. That's an intimate moment, right? But what is she waiting to do? She's waiting to get the information to aim it at his destruction. Go ahead.
bound to afflict thee.
Go ahead.
And Samson said unto her,
Right.
and they bind me with 7 green withs
Uh-huh.
that were never dry.
So he gave her a piece of information. She tried it, it didn't work. Right? And we know that this happens 3 times. I want you to jump just for time. Jump down to verse 15.
Verse 15.
Right?
And she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee?
She pulls that I love you card. See, you don't really love me. Ain't that what the other woman did? See, you don't really love me, else you would have told me. Go ahead.
When thy heart is not with me.
Yeah, but see, I bet you all the brothers know. I bet you all the brothers know your weakness. I bet you told them. I bet you they know.
You tell them everything.
You tell them everything. But when it comes to your wife, you don't even talk. It's because more than likely the brothers done forgot what I told them. And they're not trying to hold it to damn pinpoint death unto me. Because that's what it feels like. Right? That's what it feels like. They're not going to weaponize the intimacy that we have as men when we go and we counsel and we have these moments that we talk about things. Right? Brothers divulge a lot of intimate information or what would we deem intimate to other brothers because we have to counsel them. But we're not on Facebook like, yeah, and the brother such and such came and was telling me about, he was jacking off today. That's crazy. Right? And we don't go to y'all and tell y'all about brothers' problems. Right? Why? Because we don't want you looking at the brother weird. We don't want you to use the information. You get angry, emotional. If you do it to us, you'll do it to them. If you do it to us as your husband, you'll do it to any man or any woman. And that's just something that y'all gotta understand as women. There's certain things about you. I'm not pinpointing one woman over the other. Women just do this thing. It's your way to feel vindicated in situations. It's your way to get back and be on equal playing grounds. And that's the problem. You want things to be equal, and they just ain't. So how can I get back equal? Okay, I'm gonna say this in this way at this time. And it's literally like a dart to the liver. It's literally like that dart to the liver. Because we don't see it coming. We just don't. We're not expecting it. But Samson wasn't expecting it. And then guess what? It happened 3 times and he still fell for it. After the first time, second time, you're like, oh no, we good. We get it. I'll only give you so much. I'll distill the information and things through a time span. Or need to know. Some things sisters just don't need to know. Right? Go ahead, read on.
Thou hast mocked me these 3 times.
See, you're mocking me. You don't love me. Go ahead.
And has not told me wherein thy great strength lieth.
Because you haven't told me your deepest, darkest. Why do you want to know it? Can you change it? Go ahead.
And it came to pass.
Come on.
When she pressed him daily.
Read.
With her words.
Come on.
And urged him.
Come on.
So that his soul was vexed unto death.
Like, how much can a man put up with you don't love me? How much can a man put up with that? See, you don't love me. See, you don't really love me. I knew it. I knew that you didn't really love me. You were just using me for sex. See, you were just using me for my money. You'll find a way to nudge that and extract that information out of him, and you're just waiting for the right trigger.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all it is.
Pressing all the buttons.
Yeah, you're pressing all the buttons, and you're waiting for the trigger. And there's trigger words that trigger. We get triggered too. Man, lust. Oh hell no, sis. I didn't look. Nah, it wasn't lust. And then we try to do what? Defend ourselves, and we try to go to all that. Like, that wasn't lust. Nah, sis. The Bible said. And now you back and forth. Don't fall for it, bros. Let them have their little trigger words, their sayings. Don't fall for it. Right? You don't got to justify yourself to nobody. If my rib want to say I don't love her, cool. That's how you feel. I have plenty of deeds and plenty of things and plenty of thoughts, and the Most High knows. That's where I come with the Most High knows my heart. God knows my heart. You can't tell me what I love and what I don't love. Right? And a lot of the times you'll deal with this in, a lot of men with multiple ribs, they deal with that. See, you love her more than me. How do you know that? Well, because, yesterday you gave her like an extra crumb of bread and, you gave her more butter than what are you talking about? Come on. They try to find little situations,
Make breakfast for her.
yeah, to make a wedge or create something that's not there.
Right.
You'll press on him with the words. Go ahead.
That he told her all his heart.
He did what?
Told her all his heart.
Yeah, she broke his ass down. She broke him down, right? She broke him down. It says the tongue break the bones. You'll break a man down and he'll divulge everything just to get you to shut up. That's really what happened. He was like, God damn, I need her to shut up. You know what? You got it. Go ahead.
And said unto her, there have not come a razor upon mine head.
And that was it. And then she figured it out, right? So why did I, and I'm going to end it here, right? As a reminder that, what does it always go back to? The spirit that's in you. If you have a destructive spirit as a woman, then you'll have many avenues to destroy the things that are around you. You don't have to physically kill a man to destroy him, but your words, the way you use your words, coupled with a lot of the other things, right? I mean, if you kind of was paying attention to the class, a lot of it was talking about her smooth words, her flattering lips, right? And how she would catch a man with those things.
Her body.
Her body. The subtleties that they show you how to manipulate. Because there's subtleties that women have that they show you young how to manipulate. And it was almost like a thing that was taught way back in the days for women to survive. You had to be taught how to use your body in a man's world. You had to be taught how to be sly and slippery with the tongue and flatter to get your way through certain doors, right? But remember, that's not spiritual. And if you're trying to, if you ain't trying to be that type of woman, then don't be that type of woman. Be the opposite. The law of kindness is in her tongue. The law and kindness is in her tongue. If she like other women, if she fattened his bones and all these different things that the scriptures say about a good woman, right? So we'll end it there. I know we kind of started late. We ended late. So you could also write down, I had it before the judges. You can write down Ecclesiasticus 25 and 13 through 19. Right? You can write that down. But that's it. Any questions? I know there's probably no questions. Who got questions? Ecclesiasticus. I said it twice. Come on, man. I said it twice, right? Ecclesiasticus 25. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, 25 and 13 through 19. Y'all got it, right? Right. All right. Any questions? We still friends? Sisters? All right. Hopefully y'all sisters online. I hope we still cool. Right? I didn't scream. I didn't yell. I'm just chilling. I'm just here to
Admits to the word.
teach the Bible. So take it out of your husbands. Don't beat them down in the house. What'd you tell Quadazar? No one told me anything. I'm gonna be honest. I made this class a year ago. Just so y'all know, I made this class a year ago, and I'm just now doing it. So. But with that, everybody online, we thank y'all. Remember, we got Hanukkah coming up. Purim, Passover. So the holidays, they cost money. Get your money up. Get your Passover garment money in. Brothers have been doing it. Try to get as much as you can in. With that, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Everyone else.